I'm just thinking
And
how this whole one day phenomena is blowing my mind right now. Okay, that only is taking me time to digest. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Jojo with Bhai Saab, Dr. Saab,
howdy, guys.
Karan
How's it
Saab.
going?
Welcome back for another
Thank
round.
you.
He's should I call you Faris Shafi now? Because
Yeah, I mean, I was completely blown away by the amount of comments
comments.
that I got, wherein people found a crazy resemblance between Faris Shafi and myself, and I'm absolutely, I take that as a compliment.
Of course you should. But like my thing
Yeah.
is, I never noticed this till you guys pointed it out. I was like, "Hey, does he look like Faris?" And then he sent me pictures of Faris and him with like looking kind of similar. I was like, "Oh yeah, I never saw this before." But TK, we'll call him Faris this week. How about that? Okay, no, maybe
Faris it
not.
is.
No,
Faris
Dr.
really
Saab.
does.
Dr. Saab it is, Dr. Saab.
And
So
I think
listen,
somebody also mentioned that Faris also is from a medical background, if I'm not wrong.
is he? I didn't know
Yeah,
this. Is
yeah.
he?
Somebody in the comments mentioned that even he's from a medical background. So yeah.
Lots in common. Okay, very nice. Parallel lives are being led. Okay, all that aside, he's back. He's going to be with me this week, and you are like very famous now. People are like sending me DMs and everything. आपके भाई की energy क्या है ये वो और ये वो. So ठीक है, he's back.
Thank you,
Um,
guys. I'm really overwhelmed, touched, and I feel blessed. Thank you so much
and
for
you know what I
accepting
told
it.
him? I told him something today because आज the day we dropped this track has dropped. So I told him I was like आप क्या आए मतलब बाहर आ गई हिप हॉप सीन में क्या हो रहा है?
Yeah, yeah,
There's a live
yeah, totally.
ongoing beef. What? How
Yeah.
did this happen? Totally
Yeah.
unexpected.
JD in the afternoon asked me to stop everything and tell me and told me that this is what's happening. You've got to check it out. And I was like,
Also,
wow.
also because in your week one we reacted to airplane mode where you know
Correct, we did.
subliminal shots were fired, which is okay because it happens in every other track. So I didn't think much of it. But between then and now, one diss track landed somewhere, beast mode it's called, and then uska reply bhi aa gaya within a day.
We
What?
did.
For me, it's a
Wow.
new thing. I know you guys are used to it,
Yeah.
but for me, a 24-hour wala reply is a new thing. So
That's crazy commendable.
that's when I messaged him because I was like, we have to cover this. Just and you know the funny thing is, just last week, I was telling Shruti, when we were doing Bella's reaction, I think Vision wale reaction mein, I was telling because Bella ne kaha hai ki something he said when someone comes and takes like if someone comes at me, I'll hit them back and all of that. And I was like, you know, I really want a beef now. I want a beef because I want that level of competitiveness to come out again, right? And
Right,
Shruti was
right.
making fun of me. She's like, look at what you've become from someone who was all like, I don't like beefs and I don't like distracts. Now you want a beef. So I was thinking this afternoon, I was like, shit, I shouldn't say these things because it's actually happening now. Yeah. So anyway, are you excited? It's your first.
I'm super stoked to see
Huh.
what's going on over here because
Yeah.
I've just done a little bit of a background, you know, check on what their beasts were all about and how they
I gave him
submitted, you
homework.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
he
yeah.
heard Google
And
Pay. He heard a bunch of tracks. Basically, I sent him a bunch of it. And what we're gonna do today, before you continue, is we're gonna cover both the tracks that have been dropped. I've actually heard good things about both the tracks, and I don't want to be unfair and just review one side. So I know I don't
sure.
usually like react to one of the labels, but that's just because I don't like the unnecessary hate I get from the audience for just saying what I feel. So, okay, let's just get to both these tracks one after another. After each listen, we'll talk about how we liked it or what we thought of it, and
Let's
that's
do
it.
it.
Let's do it.
Let's
Okay,
go for
before we do that,
my first diss battle reaction.
okay, I
Oh
have to
yeah.
pause here for a second because I have to turn down the heater one sec. Okay, we are back.
So I
so,
know, I
mhm,
know, Karma is from Dehradun because we covered the last track and
yeah,
and where
yeah.
is Young Galib from? Any idea?
Mm, I think he's from Bombay.
In
The
Bombay.
whole the
Oh,
whole of Bandai Records. I think all the artists are from Bombay.
so it's a Bombay versus Delhi.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So I've never
Not
heard
bad.
Young Galib before. I've heard he's I mean, I'm not gonna go by what I've heard. I'll just say what I feel when I hear the track.
Sure.
The only thing I know is is that both the diss tracks are worth covering from my reliable trusted sources. And I'm covering this because I wanna see and I definitely want you to see the competitive side of hip hop. Um so let's get into it.
Can't wait.
We're
Let's
listening
do it.
to Beast Mode first. produced by
Sure.
Refix. I think Refix also produced one of MMA tracks in his beef. Anyway, so this is Young Galib, Beast Mode. Let's get into it. Ready? You
Give me
remember?
one second.
You remember the shots that Karma took at them in
I
airplane
do.
and the other
I
tracks.
do.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now you should be able to get what he's saying. Chalo. Ready?
Alrighty, let's do it.
Okay, Beast
Yeah.
Mode. Wait, before we, what does your shirt say? I can't tell. What does it say?
Here you go. It's Roger that.
Oh, Roger Federer. Roger's brand
Roger,
is. I
Roger
like
Federer,
it.
and of course Roger that for
Yeah, so
how
we
we say
know
about
that.
that.
Yeah. Okay,
That.
lovely. I like it.
Let's
I
go
like
for
it.
it.
Okay, chalo, ready? 1, 2, 3, late.
Hit it.
God damn. Okay. Okay.
Damn,
Okay.
damn,
Okay.
damn,
Airplane mode se
damn,
hata the phone. Is it? You must have gotten
Yeah.
quite the references, hai na?
I did quite a few things
Okay.
from your Bin Laden to your the dog
Even the Google
reference,
Pay and all those, no,
Google
that he
Pay,
did.
correct. Yeah,
He's done his homework. Okay, so what did you think of his skills and his track? Tell me. What did you think of the beat first? Let's go to the beat.
I think the beat is pretty good. It's
Fire
pretty good.
beat.
Yeah, it's a
Absolutely
fire.
fire beat.
It's absolute fire, and I would like to call this track a straight up banger. No doubt about it. Keep the disc, keep all of that aside. I think he's absolutely. I mean, if this was not a beef and I was regularly listening to this track, I would have totally raged to this one. I think it's quite a talented guy,
You know, talented.
and certain disses that he took, which I understood from Karma's tracks, straight up was straight up hitting where they need to hit, and they were done pretty well too. The rhyming, the rhythm, and all of that was also really on point. And all in all, I think it was a very good track, even with this aside. So that's my take from it, and I think he's pretty talented.
Yeah.
And as far as the other technicalities and
हाँ,
what
वो
else
the
is up and
lyrics.
on is something you are going to get into.
Yeah, we'll discuss that. no problem.
Yeah. But
Um,
yeah, I mean, like, nicely
it
done.
was a vibe, nah? Like at no point
Absolute vibe. Yeah.
did I not like it. It was the whole
No, no,
track
no, no,
was
no, 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 no.
definitely very, very. And you know what? I was pleasantly surprised by the by his voice texture. I really liked it. And I was also
True.
I love the beat. I love the beat. So props to Refix. Really nice, like menacing, dark, like vibe happened. And
Hard hitting.
yeah, and the thing is, while I did love that auto tune wala hook because I was like, is it gonna come again? But luckily, it only came in once, which like
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that um element in a diss track. For me, just a diss track from start to end, saying what needs to be said is more enjoyable because then there's no sort of break to the hits that keep coming
Correct.
at the other
Correct.
rapper.
Correct.
So
Makes sense.
so
Yeah.
that bit wasn't my favorite, but having said that, he flowed on that section really well, and he just kind of I like that there was very minimal, not even I don't think I remember even one like I mean, I know people have a problem, but I don't personally enjoy Gali. So I like that it didn't have much of that and it said what it needed to say and it hit where it needed
Yeah.
to
There was
hit,
no
right?
profanity. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
made the bars very like sound more intelligent to me and more like hard hitting. So that I liked. And of course, the things he was saying, he made some very valid points, which I mean, not I won't say valid points, but he hit the right points what one needs to hit
He
when
made
it is
he made
someone.
some very provocative points. If we were to
He
look
pulled the
at it
right
from
nerves.
Karma's, yeah,
Yeah,
to the right nerves and
yeah,
like up
yeah,
the right nerves,
yeah.
provocative enough for us to see what Karma has in store as
है
dispatch.
ना?
So yeah,
है ना? I'm just
yeah.
let me just see if like
I mean, now
the
I kind of
lyrics are
understand
out.
why. Now I can understand why he took one day to, get his track out, Karma, because this is the I think this is a straight up diss track,
You
right?
can't take this line down basically. You have to reply
Yeah,
because then फिर
you
वो
have
इज्जत
to.
पे
Yeah,
पर आती है, right? Not
absolutely,
even इज्जत पे, but
absolutely.
it's just like yo, the guy's done a good job at dissing you, so you gotta bring it. You know,
Brilliant. Yeah.
you can't sit back and rest. So one sec, I'm trying to see if the lyrics are there somewhere. There was just some lines that he pointed out against Karma, which I would like to highlight before we get into Karma's track. Um, किधर था? Uh, this guy's actually like got very strong pen game, I have to say.
No
So,
doubt about it.
you know,
No doubt about it. This guy means
yeah,
business and he's
it's
showing it and how. I'm just trying to go on the comment section. Sometimes people like put in the comments and stuff like that. Can you just do that?
I checked there. I didn't see anything while you were talking. I was checking for that, but lyrics are not there. Is genius.com on holiday? What is happening? Uh, yes, they are on holiday. Bloody. I can't find any lyrics of Young Galib song, guys. I want to actually go over them because he had some very strong shots in there that
So
would और
I
क्या
can I can actually see something which says um, गम तेरी लाइफ में तो इस बार तेरे लिए बार के लिए and there is one comment who I
नहीं, there
didn't
was this
mention a few.
36 and 34 and
Yeah.
36 and whatever thing, that whole bar, I want to go with that portion. There were quite a few things about some wafadar
Okay, so
something.
basically,
I
there are a
want
few
to.
things over here. Chart sheet is basically, if I reference, basically karma would be victim. Is that what he meant to say? He basically flipped karma's bars, also referring karma as a mouse. And ये वो Bill Gates जो करते नहीं bill pay.
I
One of your
know
regards. Firstly,
that
it means
was
that in spite of them calling themselves Bill Gates, they're
okay.
able to pay their bills.
Oh, you're reading this from somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh, you got the
this
lyrics.
I didn't
I'm
get
go.
the lyrics, but somebody's like just try to explain what he's saying and what it basically means from Karma's
Okay,
perspective.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I'm just gonna go over the. First of all, I just played the track again. It said it started with this whole like SOS shout out, like Mayday, Mayday, Mayday happening, which is when you have like ships and planes and all like in trouble, right?
correct.
So I
Yeah.
think that was like a thing to the airplane mode, like your airplane is crashing or
Oh
something.
yeah.
I know. I think
Yeah.
so that I just heard. Now I put the song on mute and the lyrics and the subtitles I'm seeing. Um, oh no, ये तो CC में तो English lyrics हैं. ए यार, something Kendrick something. You are not.
Kendrick Lamar to a Kendrick Bimar
Yes,
is what he said.
that line has come. Then you're not with your team anymore. तो किनके साथ मिल बांट के खाओगे इस गम को?
Another dope
Uh,
bar was Banna Baki Hanma. Basically, Baki the Grappler is a manga comic series with whose mascot is the character called Baki Hanma. This is another
Acha.
basic reference to what they're trying to say. How the
Okay
sheet,
then. So he said
and
the
they've also
whole
covered the fact that on Eid they do not
yeah.
release, and he was
I
waiting
was
for the
waiting for
chant to come out.
yeah. From gully to building,
So-
now I'm dealing in lakhs. I was waiting. Your
And there's also
brother.
reference, his reference to Raftar and Karma's track called 36, where
Yes.
he says, but battisi baar hai. There's actually a word play on battisi, like, the beats. And I'm a
Yeah.
dentist.
So he said, "Ki okay, I'm not in your range because you're below my level. Heard that your team is not with you anymore. So how are you going to share this disrespect with them? You're not Kendrick Lamar. You got 35 deals and 40 ka pagar is what he said. 40 ki
Yeah.
pagar. We corrected the uncle age 34, which is he's referring to Krishna. And 36 tu lega to 32 hi baar. Okay, I get it. So now all those points have been hit from Karma's life, basically. I think for me, the most emotionally brutal was a team nahi hai tere saath, whatever that bit. So kiske saath? Okay, this track was definitely like way above what I expected. Let me just be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
And
Okay, great.
it was a good diss track. So let's see what this Karma also now. I was wondering when this one dropped, somebody had messaged and told me about it. And I was like, I don't think Karma's gonna reply. And then one day later he replied. It's like, what? And that is today, by the way. He replied today. So we were gonna do our session anyway. So I told him, I said, we have to cover it. I don't care. Uh
She lost her mind. Judy lost her mind in the afternoon. I mean, India afternoon. But yeah, totally looking
because
forward.
it was morning for me. I'm just saying it was a
Right.
nice thing to wake up to. Anyway, that being
That's what
said,
you woke up to. Wow.
this track has released, Karma's track has released 8 hours ago. So we're recording on the date released. Okay. Now it's produced by Bluish Music. I think Bluish Music also did airplane mode, if you remember.
Okay.
So the same beat producer, mix and master also by Bluish Music, and producer Karma and Ashish Soni. Okay. Videos by Black Acid Production. So Manil Kandwal is not there, or is that his company's name? I don't know. Anyway, the point is, it was written, produced, recorded, shot, and dropped within a day, which is blowing
Wow.
my mind. So, okay,
This is absolutely insane.
it's called
And
How to Tame Your
JD
Beast.
promises to edit this video and drop it right after we do it. You do,
Which
right?
is I do. I feel like I should start the
Yeah.
week with it because like I never react so quickly to anything, but mauka hai,
Yeah, because most of
occasion
the people
hai.
most of the people in India are still up, and we have like a few hours you can definitely do and put it on before you sleep. I mean,
I
before
okay.
Indians sleep.
Okay, that's the aim.
Yeah.
So I aim to drop this on 25th April. Let's hope it happens. Without further ado, let's get to the business of the
The
song.
track is called Karma, How to Tame Your Beast, right?
Mm.
Alrighty.
Have you seen How to Tame Your Dragon? I love that movie. It's so cute.
Sorry?
How to Tame Your Dragon. Have you seen it? Have you seen the movie? It's a movie. You know it's a movie, right?
I know it's a movie, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, your internet is
Hold
lagging,
on,
so
sir.
wait, let it reload. Okay, so How to Tame Your Dragon is a series. It's a movie series, and it's very popular, and I love it, and it's very cute. So, okay, he's named it How to Tame Your Beast. Very nice. I like it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Already, he's playing in the. Keep your CC on just in case the subtitles. And
Roger. Roger that. Let's do it.
Chalo. 1, 2, 3, play.
Come on, Karma.
Oh.
Thank God बनता है गाड़ा स्टूडियो अच्छा हुआ तूने बाहर नहीं हगा अच्छा हुआ दिया तूने तेरा बेस्ट तेरे फैंस को भी इतना बेकार नहीं लगा पर मेरे लोग जाने मेरा काम मेरा एक सोल्जर तेरी आर्मी सफा तूने कलम से कार ली पलटेगी वो यू नो यूपी सरकार की सजा मिलेगा हेडशॉट हर बार देख झोपड़ पट्टी के ऊपर पहाड़ देख झोपड़ पट्टी से मैं भी यूं केम फ्रॉम द बॉटम सिंपैथी नहीं खाई इस बात पे ये मेरे पैर में पड़े हुए जैसे कारपेट देख लिया चांद अब स्टार देख आई होप सब्सिडी आ रही हो आधार पे इन केस तुझे बंटी नकार दे नॉट ऑन ट्विटर येट पर सुना मैंने अकाउंट बने मेरे 4 फेक हाई पे कम वक्त अब क्या बने गैंगस्टर The only talented young I know is my G youngster तेरे track and shitty that label is dumpster so I guess now
Oh, damn.
free कोलेस्ट्रॉल वाला खाना खा दोस्त you're not looking like beast mode भटूरे की खमीरी चेहरे पे दिख रही it's more of a yeast mode I guess तू लिख रहा कम and now you eat more cheap bro what it's fair to body shame जब ये बना रहे मजाक of my speech though cause that's cheap bro You're a noob in this, bro, cause this sport needs pro, and all you got is some cheat code. So this beef joke, this goes for each of you lil hoes. Wanna take some of my inch, so suck a dick, give a deep throat. Heat बढ़े like a fucking heat stroke. गड़बड़ गया तापमान, ले कूलर कर देता हूँ सामने. मेरे गाने चले इनके नाम से, 1 से 23 में नाम लिया बाप ने. शेख चिल्ली को बोल के थैंक यू बोले, शेख चिल्ली से बनी औकात बॉय. और बाकी की बात तो वैसी, I got that devil's back, that यूजीरो वाला हाथ बॉय. इन्हीं के क्रू के बंदे का कॉल आया, बोला गूगल पे में चोट डाला भाई. ये स्निच बिच वाले काम नहीं आते तो स्क्रीनशॉट नहीं डाला भाई. मैंने बहुत दिन तक डाला पर हमेशा मुंह पे नहीं रह सकता ताला बॉय. I'm that MVP of this rap game, मुझे किसी ने नहीं निकाला भाई. Get your facts straight, cause that you will need, and let me show you how to do it on a drill beat. My ops gone with the wrong turn, खुद की चाट they be born with the long tongue. Born cause stone था वो condom. I swear घंटा नहीं जानता मैं कौन तुम. I swear जनता नहीं जानती कि कौन तुम. Chariot bars to kill call if you want some. तारों की छाव में तेरी विदाई no phantom. Bar complex there's a quantum, you won't understand them. I'm drawing a line, तू भी से आगे ना बढ़ियो और जोशों में करियर के घाटे ना करियो. मैं चिल्लर बना दूंगा पिल्लर बना दूं, ये लौड़ा लसन वाली बातें ना करियो. मैं जानता बखूबी कि तुम में क्या खूबी है. You want the smoke then just pass me the doobie. अली नहीं है नाम में पर पालू बसूड़ी. ये कैसी मशहूरी लेके घूमे नूबीज एंड बेबी assuming कि भिड़ के ये जीतेंगे गानों से. जल्दी बिन डाले कस्तूरी मसूरी में टूरिस्ट की तरह यहाँ कूड़ा फैला रहा है तू भी. म्यूजिक कंफ्यूजिंग कर बातें हैं हार्ड फ्रॉम ग्रुपीज इन टूपीज. ये मांगे रिप्लाई जस्ट लाइक एन ओल्ड एज परवर्ट. ड्यूटी पे क्यूटी से मांगे द पिक ऑफ अ बूबीज. खुद की पब्लिक से ये एलए के बैठे सो टेक्निकली इट्स नॉट टाइप की प्यूबिक. तो जब भी हो वक्त और जब भी हो मन, जब भी स्किल्स को करेंगे ट्राई, छोड़ेंगे बंदों के कंधों पे दम पर अब नहीं ये मन. This beef is no fun. अगर ये फिर से मांगे रिप्लाई करूं इग्नोर, इन दिस वी आर डन.
I have no words. I just listen. I'm sorry. We have to hear it again. Just when there's so much in a track that it's just it. First of all, what was that drill flow?
That drill was something else, man.
Okay.
That drill was something else.
Listen, I'm sorry, but it requires a repeat listen. Let's just before we
Judy,
talk.
Judy, have a sip of water, have a sip of your wine.
do
Just
anything.
soak it in.
And
Yeah.
I also just say that they're like it's very awkward to say to this with you. He's my brother. This is always it's a lot of lines in this, but it's okay. It's okay. We're all adults. It's all good.
Yeah.
You know my love for karma. It's just it has been revived. And how? Okay, we will play this again. Are you ready?
Okay, we're doing it again? All over again?
Yeah, I'm very serious
Wow,
about that.
let's do it. Let's do it.
There are
Is it-
some tracks I have to hear again immediately.
Okay, let's do it.
Ready?
I was almost
I
thinking
was-
of asking you to say this, but I thought that's against the rules of the JD
Of course
boss.
not. It's not against the rules. When you love a track so much and there's so much of it, so much packed into it, you have to.
Okay.
Otherwise, how do we do justice to discussing it? The thing is, I was kind of completely clued into most of the lines till like the halfway point, till the drill flow switch thing happened after the pause, and then there was so much being said. It was like already on the fourth line by the time I was consuming the second line. So we need to hear it again. We'll obviously go over the lyrics also. So hopefully
Awesome.
Genius
Let's do
has
it.
them, but let's listen to it again. Chalo. Ready?
Absolute rage. You can absolutely see the rage in him with this one. Yeah.
This, the rage is not even an outward rage. The rage is so controlled, which is the most menacing rage. Like, did you ever see The Godfather have a fit? No, it was always calmness. And when you hit back
Wow.
at someone with a calmness, that calm rage is the scariest thing in the and the most effective thing. So it's not the banshee screaming or the aggressiveness that scares people. It's when you're calm and yet you destroy people or say things that
Absolutely.
So anyway, let's get into it. Chalo. Ready?
Let's do it.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, play.
Get it.
I like this shot also, like him standing above the city.
Thank God बनता है गाड़ा स्टूडियो. अच्छा हुआ तूने बाहर नहीं हगा. अच्छा हुआ दिया तूने तेरा बेस्ट, तेरे फैंस को भी इतना बेकार नहीं लगा। पर मेरे लोग जाने मेरा काम, मेरा एक सोल्जर तेरी आर्मी। सफा तूने कलम से कार ली, पलटेगी वो यू नो यू भी। सरकार की सजा मिलेगा हेडशॉट हर बार देख। झोपड़ पट्टी के ऊपर पहाड़ देख, झोपड़ पट्टी से मैं भी यूं केम फ्रॉम द बॉटम। सिंपैथी नहीं खाई इस बात पे, ये मेरे पैर में पड़े हुए जैसे कारपेट। देख लिया चांद अब स्टार देख, आई होप सब्सिडी आ रही हो आधार पे, इन केस तुझे बंटी न कर दे। नॉट ऑन ट्विटर येट, पर सुना मैंने अकाउंट बने मेरे 4 फेक। हाई पे कम वक्त, अब क्या बने गैंगस्टर। The only talented young I know is my youngster. तेरे track and shitty, that label is dumpster. So I guess now free, 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 free. कोलेस्ट्रॉल वाला खाना खा दोस्त, you're not looking like beast mode. भटूरे की खमीरी चेहरे पे दिख रही, it's more of a yeast mode I guess. तू लिख रहा कम and now you eat more. Cheap bro, what? It's fair to body shame जब ये बना रहे मजाक of my speech though, cause that's cheap bro. You're a noob in this bro, cause this sport needs pro, and all you got is some cheat code. So this beef joke, this goes for each of you lil hoes. Wanna take some of my inch, so suck a dick, give a deep throat. Heat bade like a fucking heat stroke. गड़बड़ गया तापमान, ले कूलर कर देता हूँ सामने। मेरे गाने चले इनके नाम से, 1 से 23 में नाम लिया बाप ने। शेख चिल्ली को बोल के थैंक यू बोले, शेख चिल्ली से बनी औकात बॉय। और बाकी की बात तो वैसी, आई गॉट दैट डेविल्स बैक, दैट यूजीरो वाला हाथ बॉय। इन्हीं के क्रू के बंदे का कॉल आया, बोला गूगल पे में चोट डाला भाई। ये स्निच बिच वाले काम नहीं आते तो स्क्रीनशॉट नहीं डाला भाई। मैंने बहुत दिन तक टाला, पर हमेशा मुंह पे नहीं रह सकता ताला बॉय। आई एम दैट MVP ऑफ दिस रैप गेम, मुझे किसी ने नहीं निकाला भाई। गेट योर फैक्ट्स स्ट्रेट, cause that you will need, and let me show you how to do it on a drill beat. My ops gone with the wrong turn, खुद की चाट है भी born with the long tongue, born cause stone था वो condom. My swear घंटा नहीं जानता मैं कौन तुम, my swear जनता नहीं जानती कि कौन तुम। Chariot bars to kill call if you want some, तारों की छाँव में तेरी विदाई no phantom, bar complex there's a quantum, you won't understand them. I'm drawing a line, तू इससे आगे ना बढ़ियो, और जोशों में करियर के घाटे ना करियो। मैं चिल्लर बना दूंगा पिल्लर बना दूं, ये लौड़ा लसन वाली बातें ना करियो। मैं जानता बखूबी कि तुम में क्या खूबी है, you want the smoke then just pass me the doobie। ये ली नहीं है नाम में पर पालू बसूड़ी, ये कैसी मशहूरी लेके घूमे नूबीज एंड बेबी assuming कि भिड़ के ये जीतेंगे गानों से जल्दी। बिन डाले कस्तूरी मसूरी में टूरिस्ट की तरह, या कूड़ा फैला रहा है तू भी। म्यूजिक कंफ्यूजिंग कर बातें हैं हार्ड फ्रॉम ग्रुपीज इन टूपीज, ये मांगे रिप्लाई जस्ट लाइक एन ओल्ड एज परवर्ट। ड्यूटी पे क्यूटी से मांगे द पिक ऑफ अ बूबीज, खुद की पब्लिक से ये एलए के बैठे, सो टेक्निकली इट्स नॉट एन टाइकी प्यूबिक। तो जब भी हो वक्त और जब भी हो मन, जब भी स्किल्स को करेंगे ट्राई, छोड़ेंगे बंदों के कंधों पे दम, पर अब नहीं मन। दिस बीफ इज नो फन, अगर ये फिर से मांगे रिप्लाई करूं इग्नोर, इन दिस वी आर डन।
Yeah, I can see it's boring. It's boring for him because listen, as much as I liked that first track and it was a good track, there's nothing wrong with it. This is miles ahead, like miles ahead. In terms of sarcasm, in terms of brutality, in terms of flows, in terms of bars, in terms of everything, you know?
In terms of maturity.
Oh, yes. And addressing things and just like putting facts on facts out there and doing it in this intelligent side. Listen, I've always loved Karma for his sarcasm and the way he delivers his sarcastic lines with a straight face. It's just, I have had laughter fits while going over his lyrics in my reactions. So there was enough of that happening here as well, but I will not talk. First, you talk. Tell me what you thought, what lines cracked you up, what didn't, what stood out. And I'm going to find the lyrics while you're talking.
So the airplane mode was almost like my introduction to Karma.
Yeah.
One, because you were doing the reaction, and two, because you had like hyped him up for me. And I was really looking forward to it. And if JD hypes someone up, then you've got to like pay heed and respect to that. And rightly so. And I love the previous track. And then after she told me in the afternoon that, this is what has happened, I went in ahead and just heard a few more songs as well. So yes, a boy from there was absolutely talented. And the way, like you said, the way he has dissed it is with like composure, and at the same time, the due rage.
Yeah.
And just like, shut him up. Like right in the end, he just says that, if you want a reply to this, I'm like completely done. So because his beef is no fun. So yeah. Like a lot of the things, I think once you like take the lyrics out is when we can discuss the lyrics a little better in detail.
Yeah, we'll go over that. Don't worry about that.
They definitely deserve a proper mention and discussion, because he's done a great job, and especially that drill, especially for a beef, it was like quite a Mind F, yeah.
Did you, yeah. Did you like the beat?
Yeah, well, I love the beat.
I'm,
I love the beat.
I'm just thinking
And
how this whole one day phenomena is blowing my mind right now. Okay, that only is taking me time to digest. ये बीट लाइक साइड में रखी हुई थी कि ये किसी इधर यूज करेंगे या फिर फ्रेश बैठ के निकाली है फिर उस पे लिखा है या लिखा है फिर बीट निकाली है लाइक व्हाट इज द सीन हाउ डज दिस हैपन इन अ डे कैन someone explain this process to me
yeah,
crazy
it was
right
stupid, man.
I think
Stupid, yeah.
I think that itself is something that I really admire because
Yeah,
admire about the
totally.
beef, the beefing culture particularly is the fact
Correct.
that it's a competitive genre, almost like a competitive sport, hip hop. So when someone disses you and then that enrages you or gets you pumped up enough to to your creative get your creative juices flowing so quickly. um I like that. I like that
Yeah.
part
No,
about beefing and dissing.
absolutely agree with you. That's like talent personified. That's talent to another level. That whether it's this party or that party, irrespective, like one day taking out something like this,
It's also
and
artistry
doing full
personified.
justice to production, to the music, to the beats, and that drill.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
the
know. I'm
drill
like a
part
little
was
confused. I'm
just,
a little confused right now, but yeah,
I know,
that's
it's a
pretty
lot to
amazing.
take in terms of your first beat and this amazing diss
Wow.
track. I understand. I'm okay. So what I was saying is, one in the video itself, I feel like ek to that whole shot that I was talking about, that he's, first of all, the first thing I noticed is he's standing in a t-shirt and shorts. It literally looks like he just woke up or he was just chilling at home. It's not like तैयार
Yeah.
वैयार होके आया है वीडियो शूट करने के लिए. It's literally like अभी गाना
Yeah.
रिकॉर्ड किया होगा स्टूडियो में और आ गए छत पे रिकॉर्ड करने वीडियो. It's like
Yeah.
give me that feel. So that happened and um it's actually when you look at it, it's a very raw video. It's a very raw video. He's just standing there and um other than one like light that's
There's
kind of
nothing there.
yeah, there's nothing there because even ऐसा भी नहीं है कि 3-4 लाइट्स हैं हर एक एंगल से उसका फेस लाइट अप करने के लिए. There's only one light, I think, because there are so many shadows on his face and so much of the weird lighting happening. Anyway, the it's what my point I'm trying to make is
It's raw, but the production is really on point.
yes,
So
it looks very real, raw, and just has that
correct.
very dark. So it almost looks like like Batman is on top of the buildings looking down on the Gotham City. It had that vibe. Did it have that vibe
Correct.
for you?
Yeah. It did definitely have that vibe. And especially with
Yeah,
that Tupac shirt that he was wearing. Did you notice it?
yeah, I did.
Uh,
Everything has a reason, I feel. But what really stood out to me is just his eyes. Because there were no sunglasses,
intense.
there was nothing like in a lot of his recent videos, he's had like glasses on
Right.
or whatever. Eyewear. It was just his eyes. They were just very like, I don't know, what can I
The show
say? There was just
intensity.
intensity. Yes, that's the word. Intensity
Yeah.
and just a very sort of um thing is when you don't cover your eyes with something, it's very bare. It's like this is me and this is me in my full like
Yeah.
rawness. आप fight करने
Rawness,
जाते
yeah.
हो तो आप glasses पहन के तो नहीं जाओगे ना. You'll go with
Correct.
take your watch off, take your rings off, you'll just go to fight. That's what came
Correct.
across
Correct.
to me, and that
Yeah.
intensity
Sure.
came across in the eyes. It was very like, yeah, let's have it out, dude. So that happened, and then I felt like the ending में what he said कि now this beef is boring. I'm not gonna reply after this, even if they ask for a thing. It's a nice way, I feel, of saying I had to reply to this
Yeah.
just because अभी उसने काफी like प्रेज वर्दी डिस बनाया है मेरे अगेंस्ट
Straight up
और
attack किया है.
अभी
Correct.
मैंने लेबल छोड़ा है और मैं अकेला सॉर्ट खड़ा हूँ अब दुनिया में. सो if I don't stand up for myself and respond to these things that have been sent my way,
उसने उसकी खुददारी को ललकारा है.
where is the rapper in me in that sense? So I feel like
Correct.
like Khudari and that whole thing came into play. So that kind of
Mhm.
made sense for him to respond. And then he ended by saying it's not my thing
Not my scene. Yeah.
to
I'm
compete
done.
at this.
That
Yeah,
video I
and
had to. Yeah.
yeah, and I also kind of saw he posted something on Instagram later before you and I got into our reaction session. I saw the caption. He posted a picture of himself and it said, let me read it out to you because that's relevant here. रोज का इरिटेट कर रखा था बॉडी उठवा लेना इन छपरियों के साथ बीफ खत्म, वर्थ ही नहीं है, आई एम ऑफ टू कैच द बिगर फिश नाउ. Okay.
Wow.
So along with the last lines of the track, this caption is relevant. Irritate kar rakha tha. So
Nice.
okay, out of irritation, he has responded. Basically, is the moral of the story. Now let's
Yeah.
go over the lyrics because there's stuff he's responded and he's added his own facts on top of the responses to the other stuff, which we must talk about. So hold on one second. Let's find the lyrics. Yeah, so we couldn't find the lyrics anywhere online, and we are just gonna go over them through the video. Okay, I'll just read them
Right.
out. Okay, thank God. Okay, he says, thank God, Bantai got a studio. Here only I cracked up because he said कि तू अच्छा हुआ तू बाहर नहीं
Haga.
हाँ, and then he says अच्छा हुआ दिया तूने तेरा बेस्ट और तेरे फैंस को भी इतना बेकार नहीं लगा पर मेरे
No,
लोग
but
जाने मेरा
on
काम.
that, I'd like on that, I'd like to just say one thing that all in all, from both sides, it's a great,
Battle.
diss. Even he did.
Yeah,
Young
but
Galib, I
he,
was calling
yeah,
him Young Stars. Young Galib did a good one, and even of course Karma, like
yeah,
nailed
but
it
as a
there.
competitor, he has to say that, na? He has to
Yeah,
say, हाँ
yeah.
ठीक है, so he's just saying it sarcastically. पर मेरे लोग जाने मेरा काम, मेरा एक सोल्जर तेरी आर्मी सफा, तूने कलम से कार ली, पलटेगी वो, यूपी सरकार की सजा. मिलेगा हेडशॉट हर बार देख, झोपड़पट्टी के ऊपर पहाड़ देख. ओहो, amazing. He's from the पहाड़ ना, so then he said
Right.
झोपड़पट्टी से मैं भी हूँ. Like he made fun of them in the last time saying खुद
Yeah,
को
yeah.
झोपड़पट्टी मत बुला रहा है. So he's like झोपड़पट्टी से मैं भी हूँ. Like I've also come from the bottom, but I didn't use that to get sympathy, right?
Right.
ये पैर में पड़े हुए जैसे कापिर, ये पैर में पड़े हुए जैसे कापिर, देख लिया चांद अब स्टार देख. I like that. देख लिया चांद अब स्टार देख.
Started.
This sarcasm is so fun. I hope subsidy आ रही हो आधार पे. He said, who gets a subsidy on the Aadhaar card? That's what I was thinking. There's a scheme, right?
Yeah, let's not go there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, tell me offline.
Yeah.
So that I was like, okay, I have to look that up. In case agar Bunty na kar de, that's hilarious. Okay, not on Twitter
No.
yet. पर सुना मैंने अकाउंट बने मेरे 4 फेक, हाइप है कमबख्त, अब क्या बने गैंगस्टर. The only talented young, I shout out to Youngstar, is my G Youngstar. Youngstar is a rapper from Delhi, also very
Okay. Yeah,
well known
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
underground scene. Yeah. Then
Right.
tere track hai shitty. That label is dumpster, Youngster dumpster. So I guess now free. He used the free again. That really like I was like, nice. I see that. Cholesterol
भटूरे
wala
की
khana
खमीरी.
kha. The those you're not looking beast mode. Uh, and then he goes into भटूरे की
भटूरे की-
खमीरी चेहरे पे दिख रही. But भटूरे की खमीरी it says here. खमीरी क्या होता है? Or is it कमी? Kamiri.
नहीं
Kami.
khamiri.
What is
Khamiri is like something that's put inside कुछ मटन का कुछ होता है which is got like the fattish this thing. I can be slightly
Okay.
wrong there, but it's something like that only. Khamiri वो खाई जाती है.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Which is pretty fatty, high in cholesterol, all of that. Yeah.
Okay, तो वो चेहरे पे okay. चेहरे
दिख
पे
रही है.
दिख रही. It's more of a yeast road. Now I get it. Okay. I guess तू लिख रहा कम and now you eat more. Okay, gee bro. What? It's fair to body shame जब ये बना रहे मजाक of my speech though. Okay, yeah. He's like, listen, it's all fair because you made fun of my speech. He stammers or stammered, right? Because that's
All right.
cheap, bro. You are a noob in this, bro, because this sport needs needs pro, and all you got is some cheat code. So
Cheat
this
code.
beef's joke. This beef is just, this goes for each of you, little. Okay, want to take some of my. So, okay. Heat bade like a in heat stroke. Okay, that scheme it was a good scheme, I have to say. Okay,
Yeah.
गर गड़बड़ गड़बड़ गया तापमान, ले कूलर कर देता हूँ सामने. मेरे गाने चले इनके नाम से. 1 से 23 में नाम लिया बाप ने. Okay, nice. 1 से 23 is like one of his biggest hits, Karma's on
Okay. Okay.
this thing that Kalam
Great
did.
flow. Great references. Yeah.
हाँ, शेख चिल्ली को बोल कि थैंक यू बोले, शेख चिल्ली से बनी औकात बॉय. Okay, that's the diss track that Raftar dropped for anyway. शेख
I knew
चिल्ली
about that. Yeah.
से बनी औकात बॉय. और बाकी की बात तो ऐसी है. God devils back that Yujiro का हाथ बॉय. This I didn't understand because I don't know what is Yujiro. One sec. Okay, it's clearly a Japanese thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. It's something in the comic.
Okay, so basically
It's a
that
fierce
thing
and
that you were
arrogant
saying,
man who shows no
yeah,
mercy. Okay.
yeah, basically.
These references are okay. Yujiro ka Hath Boy.
Because
Okay.
he did like refer to that Hamna thing which I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying कि Yujiro का हाथ है for that. This
Mm.
one right here is Yujiro.
Okay, got it. Thanks,
Yeah.
yaar, for showing us. Okay. इनके ही क्रू के बंदे का कॉल आया. This, see, he dropped a bomb here. इनके ही क्रू के बंदे का कॉल आया. बोला गूगल पे में whatever killed it.
Yeah, डाला भाई.
And I am not a snitch, इसलिए I didn't make this public knowledge. Like I didn't put
Screenshot ही डाला
screenshots,
भाई.
है ना? So मैंने बहुत दिन तक टाला पर हमेशा मुंह पे नहीं रह सकता ताला boy.
ताला पर.
Nice, ताला. I am the MVP of this rap game. Oh my God. मुझे किसी ने नहीं निकाला भाई. Okay, so he set that record straight that he left. Get your facts straight, because that you will need. Let me show you how to do it on a drill beat. Ooh, and now begins. My ops gone with a wrong turn. Could ki they be born with a long? Okay, never mind. Born because Torn था वो. Okay. I swear घंटा नहीं जानता मैं कौन तुम. I swear जनता नहीं जानती कि कौन तुम. चाहिए real bars you can call if you want some. तारों की छाँव में तेरी विदाई no phantom. ओहो. Okay, bars complex जैसे quantum. You won't understand them. I'm drawing a line तो इससे आगे ना बढ़ो और जोश में करियर के घाटे ना करियो. मैं चिल्लर बना दूंगा, पिलर बना दूं, ये असर वाली बातें रहो. मैं जानता बखूबी के तुम में ना खूबी. मैं जानता बखूबी तुम्हें ना खूबी. You want the smoke, then just pass me the doobie. Ali, this is nice. Ali नी है name पालू क्यों मैं पसूरी. Like it.
Nice.
Pop
Nicely
culture
done.
reference drop, nicely done.
Yeah, yeah,
ये कैसी मशहूरी लेके घूमे newbies. They be assuming के भिड़ के what was that line? भिड़ के wait, it went too quickly. भिड़ के जीतेंगे गानों से जलरी बिन डाले कस्तूरी. जैसे मसूरी में टूरिस्ट की तरह यहाँ कूड़ा फैला रहा है तू भी. म्यूजिक कंफ्यूजिंग बस बातें हैं हार्ड यू ग्रुपीज इन टू पीसेस. ओहो. ओके, ये
Sure.
मांगे रिप्लाई जस्ट लाइक ए ओल्ड एज पर्सन. ड्यूटी पे क्यूटी से मांगे थे पिकअप. ओके, नेवर माइंड. एंड देन खुद की के बैठे हो. सो टेक्निकली इट्स नाउ. ओके, नेवर माइंड. तो जब भी हो मन और जब भी हो वक्त, जब भी ये स्किल्स को ट्राई छोड़ेंगे बंदों के कंधों पे दम. ओके, पर अब नहीं है मन. दिस बीफ इज नो फन. अगर ये फिर से मांगे रिप्लाई करो इग्नोर. इन दिस वी आर डन. We are done, boy. That's it. Sorry, I had to read it like that because pause, play was happening. This is
Nice.
why reacting to things quickly is not my scene, because lyrics are never out on time. Okay. ठीक है. My God. Very interesting.
No, but this is great. It's
But
great
this-
because we got a complete proper perspective on what he's talking about by listening to it twice and then going through the lyrics, the music. I
Yeah.
think you should do a little more of this
It just,
henceforth.
I just
Yeah.
love that it dropped in a day and it brought out his competitive side and he freaking killed it. And how on the beat, because one,
Totally.
there's so much skill at display here, right? Like fire skills. It's insane. I like it. And I think at this point, once firstly this beef वो शुरू होते ही खत्म हो गया है, because अब कर्मा रिप्लाई नहीं करने वाला. So बोल दिया, 2 बार बोल दिया है, Instagram पे भी और song में भी. तो it started and it's over. So very nice. I like that.
But in your experience, because you see a lot of these things way more than me, what do you think? Will this one reply?
I feel like there will be replies that come. I don't know. I could be
Yeah.
wrong. Maybe people will just ignore and move on with their lives, because I feel like whatever they could have said about each other was already said. Now, if you prolong it any further, then it'll unless you add some new information to this bucket.
Because as far as I remember, MUA Bantai and
Kind of
Raftar had like a
pointless.
back-to-back thing going on, right? Constantly. If I'm not wrong.
Oh, that was a long time ago. MMA and Avatar, yes. MMA and Krishna also. Then there were other beats also, but I'll fill you in on all that offline. Let's not. But what I'm saying is, like Karma added a lot of new bits to this. unless that guy also does and adds, then there won't be anything really for him to do in a diss track, because unless
Right.
there's any additional information that he has to come at Karma with, another diss track on the same points will just be pointless. Oh,
I agree.
pointless. Okay. So yeah, theek hai. So this was enjoyable for us. Very nice. Karma on his own is already dealing with some very high stakes and things, like
Sure,
he's
sure,
he's
sure.
on his own. So
He's gone
like
solo, yeah.
we said, airplane mode mein it was like his warm up. Ab looks like warm up ka round 1 ho gaya. Ab Karma ka new original solo track jo bhi drop hoga.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to it, because
Totally.
just
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you imagine, like, before, if there was ever anything and you had like your big crew, to kind of, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if it's at the end of the day, it's you and your writing skills, you and your writing pad, but there's still that sort of like, I got my bros and we got each other's back. That feeling, yeah. Right now he's not got any of that. He's kind of, I mean, obviously he's got his team, but you know what I mean when I say that. So it's
Yeah.
nice. It's nice to see on his face
But
that he's not.
that's something like charges you up also even more.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
man.
That's what I'm saying. You can see on his face that it's not diluting his artistry or his vision or his energy or his skill set or anything on
Right.
any front. And I'm just excited to see Karma's like part 2, which he will now drop with his next track. Jo bhi hoga, single hoga. I'm guessing there'll be no more beefs with him. So anyway, that being said, this was fun. I'm just, are you surprised at the
I am
level of artistry at display?
absolutely. Like, kind of really blown and very impressed by both parties, to be honest, to be fair to both, to be fair to Young Galib also. I think both of them have done a pretty kick-ass job.
Yeah.
And I mean, this
But
guy's like,
Karma's a winner in this.
just shut him down is what I will like to say.
Yes.
But Young Galib, I mean, like, kudos to him too.
Yeah, it was a good diss. It was a good diss.
It was definitely pretty well done. And
Yeah.
from the musicality standpoint, I think even Karma and his team would agree with me when I say that that was done well musically and in all the senses. But of course, this guy like just like
He said it in his
did the-
track.
did the
Decent
mic drop,
drop.
yeah.
I know.
This guy just did the mic drop.
I'm just saying there was another like couple of disses that I'd covered where I'd watched both sides together in one video, and you got to just say it honestly, like, for you personally. It may not be for every person in the audience watching. For me personally, Karma is a clear winner. So let's just leave it at that. Chalo. Lovely yaar. Beat 2 mein bhai ko ye bhi dekhne ko mil gaya. Okay,
Yeah.
let us know what else we should get to. You know the drill. I'm on Instagram and Twitter there. Dr. Karan is there. That's how you support the channel. Hit those buttons. It
Support,
really
guys.
helps. It helps the videos. Okay, chalo. Take care of you. Live long and prosper. And you go and watch How to Tame Your Dragon.
Yeah, I will.
Before any Karma song, just watch.
I will.
Okay, bye.
Adios.
पर अब नहीं ये मन This beef is no fun अगर ये फिर से मांगे रिप्लाई करूं इग्नोर इन दिस वी आर डन